Good evening. My name is Loyd Romick, and I live in Livonia. And I lived through your option D. The problem is, by going that route, the same way Livonia did, you will find out just how fast you can alienate your parents. And ask yourself, just how many kids would you have to lose to take every bit of savings you're hoping for and throw it away? Because that's exactly what happened in Livonia. We literally had hundreds of kids that were pulled out and put into private schools, schools of choice, or where the parents actually moved. And the property values, it wasn't pretty. I know, I'm still there. Now you're right. There is nothing you guys can do when it comes to the revenue coming into you. But it is a budget process. And this is not so much a funding crisis as it is a spending crisis. You talk about the only thing you can cut is brick and mortar to have the kids, thrown into disarray. What would a 5% cut in the salaries of your teachers and administrators do to your budget? And why in the world do you not go to them and say, look, we don't have the money. Lansing doesn't have the money. Instead of just kicking your parents in the teeth and telling them that they must sacrifice for the cuts that need to be made, talk to your employees. Because in the end, the vast majority of your expenses are salaries, and you won't be able to make any meaningful cuts in the long run without addressing them. Thank you.
I'd like to pull up that slide I showed at the beginning. I don't know if I can do that from here. Because we spoke exactly to your point, sir, right at the beginning, and maybe perhaps you didn't hear it or missed it. Can you pull that up for us? The slides I had up in the booth? All right, if you can't, then what I outlined in the beginning is this budget crisis is not going to be solved by only closing schools, and it's not going to be solved only by budget reductions. It's the other third leg of the stool is employee concessions, our negotiations, which are beginning with all of our employee groups. All of these things are happening simultaneously. So we're not attempting to balance the budget on the backs of parents in terms of school closures, nor are we attempting to balance the budget on the backs of our employees. We're attempting to have shared sacrifice and try to figure out how to do it. The whole is so large, and it changes daily depending on the governor's budget and proposals. But it basically is anywhere from 18 to 20 million for next year. And so what we're trying to do is preserve as much possible program for our students as possible. And our discussions with our employees will be a factor in that too. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Good evening. My name is Michael Fee, and I'd like to raise awareness to the board, and I'd like to make it an exhibit, if it would, please, if it could. Oh, you were going to...